Hosting your first game workshop requires that you set up a game session with a game of your liking. You do that by going to the Sessions tab in the left-hand menu. From here, you can create new sessions in the upper right corner. So let's assume I want to create a session. What I need to do then is give it an ID. This is the name of the session, and it's a way for your participants to access the content of your game session. I'll just call it preview. For the start and end date, you can decide when the game session is open. By default, it will be open from the day you created it and until the end of your current subscription. If you would like to limit the time frame where the game session is open, you can edit the date in here. But oftentimes, it's easier to keep it open for the remaining time of your subscription. You can also limit the amount of players in your session. So let's assume I have 8 participants. I can then go for 10 perhaps. That leaves me a little bit of wiggle room to ensure that everyone can join, even if there are more participants showing up to my workshop. I can add a description down here. So if I'm instructing my participants to do something specific, I can add some information here. I can upload a picture on the right-hand side. And finally, I can add a description for the administrator. So if you're creating a game session for someone else to run the workshop, you can give them a bit of a heads up here about specific things. Once I'm happy with the initial settings for my game session, I click the Create Session button down here. And we now have an empty session to play around with. To add a game or a tool, I simply hit the Add Module button right here. That takes me to the full games list. And let's assume I want to play one of these games here. It could be the 5 Lencioni behaviors, for an example. I then click See Details, Add Module in the upper right corner, select a game mode, and in our FAQ we have some additional insights as to what exactly do these game modes entitle. But I just select Play on Your Own for this particular case, add it to my session. Now I have a game session consisting of just one game. I can add multiple games if I wish to, but if I'm happy with this current setup, I simply hit the Finalize Session button in the upper right corner. And now I can start sharing links to my session or invite others via email or with the session ID. Simple as that. We now have a session that says ready up here. If we go back to the sessions overview, we see that it pops up right here. And this session is ready to be joined by players.